What's up, people? Welcome to Geek Alley, and I want to give you guys my thoughts, pros and cons on Nintendo's Switch, the new console that will be hitting March 3rd. I watched the presentation, and I have done a couple of posts on my blog, so you can go to the blog and read those posts about the presentation. I've watched the Treehouse event as well, and I overall am excited. For the system. I hope it does well, but there are a few concerns, and some of them I feel are justified, some of them I don't. So let's get into it. I'm gonna start with the cons first. Number one, there was very few concrete release dates, and I can understand how people could get concerned about that because, like for myself, I like to plan my video gaming out in advance, so especially if it's a new game. I like to make sure I have be in at least a good place where I can actually get the game and have where I can play it um, like I would like to devote enough time to it, I should say. And there were very few concrete release dates. We did get very few launch window types, but then there was some. You got to remember, like this is March. It drops March 3rd. E3 is in June, so I didn't expect 20 games between March and June. I just didn't expect that. So I think some people are being a little bit unrealistic with that, but I do understand their concerns. Me personally, I'm a Legend of Zelda head, so I'm going to be busy with Breath of the Wild anyway, so I'm fine in that regards. But for others who are not, I can understand how that could be concerning to them, especially if you are a multi-console owner. The second one, and this one is not as big a deal to me, and there is going to be a link in the description where you can actually see what Nintendo says. I don't like going off of what commentators from other sites do, so I will be leaving the descriptions from the Nintendo site in the description. So, and that's there are a few details on the pay online subscription. Now, what Kimishima said in the presentation was that there was going to be a free trial that begins in March and that the paid service was to begin in the fall. So you were going to see, you're going to be able to play it for free from March through whenever. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be a Nintendo Direct discussing going into more detail of what the paid subscription does and what all the features are. But for now, they did not release any of that information. I understand, but I think that was a bad look. I think they need to let people know what their at least what the features are, what they're planning to do. They did do a good job on the features if you go to their website, but during the presentation they didn't. But if you go to the website, you'll see what I'm talking about. They did do a good thing. The only thing they didn't show was the price, and I know that's going to be a source of contention for some people. But I would like to say this: there were a lot of people complaining during the Wii U that they wanted all these features, some of the same features that are available on the PlayStation Network and Xbox Live, and they wanted them because they said those were standard features. And my complaint to that was always, no, they're not standard features. You pay a fee yearly to have a lot of those features turned on for you on each of those services. So if you want those, you have to pay for them, and a lot of people don't want to pay for the ones that Nintendo is has brought forth. They don't want to pay for it, and to me, that's wrong. You asked for it, and you're gonna have to pay for it. I mean, that's just the bottom line. The old people back where I'm from have a saying: "Be careful what you ask for because you might just get it." And that's what you wanted. Now you're getting it. So you don't have to buy the subscription, but I know I'm going to buy it because I like some of the features that I saw on the site for it, and I'm gonna get it because I can't complain about it. I got Xbox Live, so I don't see the point in complaining about it. And barely use half the features on Xbox Live. I just have it so I can play online with my friends. So it just depends on how they go about doing it. Now, me personally, I probably would have went into a little bit more detail during the presentation, but they did not. They're probably going to have a whole direct dedicated to that. That's how Nintendo does these things, but that is a con because let's be honest, people want to know that stuff once again as a planning thing. So I can understand that. Another con that I had was no character specific bundles at launch. I would have thought they would probably would have went with the Breath of the Wild bundle. They didn't do that. I think that's a missed opportunity right there. We already know a lot of them was already sold out. Like when I woke up Friday morning, the neon one was sold out. Places I was able to pre-order the regular gray one. thankfully. But I think that was a missed opportunity not having at least a Breath of the Wild edition Switch available at launch. That's just me. Another one, battery life. The battery life is 2.5, not 2.5, 2.5 to 6.5 hours, and it's dependent upon the game. That's not a problem, but if you're playing something like, say, let's say you are going on a road trip and you're going to try to get in a Mario Kart game. If you're playing online with that Mario Kart game, because a lot of cars nowadays come with Wi-Fi anyway in it, so if you're playing online with friends, that game is kind of intensive. So it's you're probably going to run out of juice quickly. If you're playing something like I Am Setsuna or Child of Light, yeah, you'll probably get the full 6.5 hours because those games aren't as intensive as say something like a Splatoon or a Mario Kart or Smash Brothers even. And I think that's a little bit, I know it's going to be one of those situations where it's going to be like a give and take thing, and maybe they'll have something in the future, like they did with the Wii U gamepad, and offer a better battery in the future. Hopefully they do. For right now, it's if it's game dependent, it's to me that's like a trial by basis. All right, well we got this game, so Dragon Quest Heroes is gonna probably you're only gonna probably get 3 hours out of it, where I Am Setsuna you'll be able to get the full 6.5, maybe even 7. I just think it's gonna be like that, and I don't know if that's exactly a good thing or not, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. My last con, and I don't know if this is really a con as much as it's unfortunate, and that is there is a confirmation that there is no Miiverse, but that doesn't mean that we won't still be able to utilize a lot of the stuff that the Miiverse had. Once again, I think that's a missed opportunity. I enjoyed Miiverse, and I think having Miiverse separate from having a social network separate from both uh, G Plus, Tumblr, Facebook, I think that was a good thing. Um, but I don't know what the thinking is behind it unless they're gonna. I'm hoping, and this I know this is like wild hope, but I'm hoping that they probably just revamp it and bring it out late at a later date. But for right now, I think a lot of people are gonna miss the Miiverse, especially people that used it a lot, because there was a lot of people. If you ever get a chance to go on Miiverse, look at some of that artwork. Some that we got a lot of talented artists on the Wii U. But then again, the Switch isn't really the gamepad, and the Miiverse was gamepad dependent. So, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see on that in that respect, because I am gonna miss not seeing that artwork if there's no other way to do it. Now they may make it where, because I know now the Surface Pro 4 and Samsung's new Chromebook is going to have art functions where you can actually draw on the actual pad and stuff. So they may be able to do it if you have it linked to something like that, because the smartphone app is tablet app as well. It's not like based to the actual system. So I mean, maybe you'll be able to do it via that. I don't know, but I think having no Miiverse was a bad look on the part of Nintendo. Now, to some of the things that I liked, I think that the presentation, despite people's negativity, I think it did a good job of building the hype for the system. There was a lot of good. There was a lot of variety of games that were shown. They even shown a couple of third parties in Skyrim and FIFA. And these are titles that people like. Now, me personally, I'm probably not going to get the Skyrim game because I already had it, and this is like the fourth time they've redone the game. But I'm glad that it's coming, so people who haven't had a chance to play it, they can play it, because it is a good game. Once they cleaned up a lot of the glitches from the original release, it's a great game. It's fun to play, and nothing beats riding a dragon. I'm sorry, you can ride dragons. That's awesome. Um, Once again, the variety of games shown I thought was very good. They showed uh, Mario Kart, they showed Legend of Zelda, they showed Skyrim, they showed FIFA, they showed Arms, they showed a nice variety of new games, newer titles, some older titles. We got the return of one of my favorite game franchises in No More Heroes. By Suda51 himself came on stage and basically said Travis Touchdown is coming back, and he's coming back to the Switch. I am psyched. I'm like, we didn't get a trailer or anything, but we did. we did get confirmation from the man himself, and that to me is a good thing because I miss Travis Touchdown this generation, this last generation, the eighth gen, because he was one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite games on the Wii, and I'm glad it came back. So I am very, very happy to see that Travis Touchdown is going to be making his return, and that's what I mean when I say like a good variety of games that were shown. So another thing that I liked is the actual smartphone app. I actually liked the idea of the smartphone app. A lot of people are complaining about one thing about the smartphone app, and that's the initially at least that's where the feature is going to be available at is through the smartphone app. Me personally, I don't have a problem with that because I have I have a couple friends that I play online with them on Xbox Live a lot, and their phone is right next to them. They actually pick up the phone while we're on a game and be talking to their wife or their family or something like that. So I'm like the people that are complaining about that. I don't I don't know of anybody that goes too many places without their phone right next to them. I mean, I know people think that they want to do it straight from the actual console, but me personally, having it separate might be better. It just might be better. I'm not the biggest fan of voice chat or party chat on the console because one, I don't think it's as clear as other chat uses like Hangout or Skype. I think Hangouts, the Google Hangouts and Skype calls are way clearer than anything on PlayStation Network and Xbox Live as far as voice chat. I understand why people like it, but to me, I just don't think it's as clear as those other two options. So if they're gonna do it from the phone, maybe it's just a clearer option. I mean, we just have to wait and see how it we just have to wait and see. I mean, personally, I like it. I like what they can do with that smartphone app. I like the features that they have with it. And like I said, I will be leaving a link in the description where you can see all that straight from Nintendo's website. So that's what I liked about it. I thought on the whole that the Switch presentation was very well done. It did a good job of bringing hype. It did a good job with the variety of games. We got some games that I know I'm happy to see come back. We got some games that from a couple of big third parties because y'all said y'all wanted third party, so now you're gonna have to put your money where your mouth is. I mean, you're gonna get FIFA, you're gonna get NBA 2K18, you're gonna get Skyrim. Now's the time. You got to put your money where your mouth is. So, a lot of people, it's gonna be interesting to see in the coming months if they actually put their money where their mouth is. Because if they don't, it's gonna be the same situation with third parties as it was in the 8th gen, where Nintendo wasn't getting a lot of third party support, but then again, people weren't buying the games. So to me, you can't complain when you're not buying the game. So, me personally, I'm happy for the Switch. I know people wanted all the information now, but like I said, it comes out in March. E3's in June. There's probably more than likely going to be a direct between that time, and they're already doing the Switch tours, which you can go on their website and see the dates and places for that. So it's going to be going around. So I'm pretty sure we'll get more information as it gets closer to launch and even beyond launch, because with the paid service set to begin in the fall, I'm pretty sure we're going to see some type of direct or some type of or something, even if it's at E3, on what all will be entailed in that in the paid online subscription. Me personally, I'm probably going to get that because I'm probably just going to drop the PlayStation Network one and just pick up that one since I play more online on Xbox Live and Nintendo anyway. So that's just me. But let me know what your thoughts in the description below, in the comment section below. Looking forward to hearing what your thoughts on the Switch. Are you going to get one? Do you have one pre-ordered? Let me know, and I'll catch you guys on the next vid. Peace out, peeps.